All right, hello and welcome to Pages Pixels. Uh, we talk about new movies every week, and I'm super excited because today we actually have all three of us, and we actually saw the exact same movie. That is The Invite. It's the new movie directed by Olivia Wilde, starring her, Seth Rogen, Penelope Cruz, and Edward
Edward.
Norton.
Yeah.
Yep. And but before we get into that, I kind of want to ask you what's been going on. What else have you guys been watching?
Mhm.
I think other than the House of the Dragon, my plate has been so empty this week. Um, that
House of
show,
Dragon's good.
I loved it. I loved it so much, and it's also like I can say it now. I think I like House of the Dragon better than I like Game of Thrones. I've been saying it for a while, but I think like this season has convinced me. And
Hmm.
I think it's because they're a lot braver with the show than Game of Thrones was. I think Game of Thrones was still kind of tropey if you really think about it. It also had a lot more to play with. They had so many more characters, so much more plot.
Hmm.
But this, I think, is a lot thinner, and they still do such a great job of like keeping it interesting and keeping it entertaining. I absolutely
Right.
love it. Yeah.
Mhm.
I don't know if I can go that far, but I would. What I would say is, I think like the first three seasons. I know this season isn't over yet, but the first three seasons of House of the Dragon, I like more than the first three seasons of Game of Thrones.
Right.
But then like my favorite season of Game of Thrones, season six. For me, I don't know if House of Dragon has reached that, but it might. We'll see. I don't know.
Yeah. But aren't they also only doing 4 seasons?
I meant like in just the
Okay.
absolute peak
Right,
of the
right,
show.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think the dragons certainly help. I think it's.
Yeah.
I just. Yeah, they're so cool. And I don't know. I found the only gripe I have is that I don't see enough of Eamon. Because I think that guy's really
Really?
hot. Yeah.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. I know it's an unpopular opinion because the other day I was telling some of my friends that I thought he was hot and they were just like, "The fuck are you talking about?" But no, I think that actor and that character is really hot. So every time I don't see him, I'm like, "What another episode?" But I saw the preview for the next week and it looks like he's back. So I'm excited. Yeah. How
For-
about you, Kevin?
yeah, unfortunately, I'm like the one person in the world who knows like next to nothing about Game of Thrones, so I don't have much to add to that. But I have seen. I just watched 28 Years Later. And I'm planning on watching 28 Years Later, The Bone Temple soon. I really enjoyed that movie. I enjoyed it about as much as I enjoyed the first movie. And I thought it was really fun. I thought the beginning, especially, where it felt like you were with your tutorial game dad who was guiding you on how to do everything, and he would yell at you like a tutorial character in a game, like "Go back there, there's a zombie." Like just the way he was speaking to his son was crazy. Like it was so. It was Aaron Taylor Johnson, I think. It was so weird. That's so funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought it was great. I really enjoyed it. Have either of you seen it?
I loved. Yes, I have. I love 20 Years Later. I have seen Bone Temple, and I feel like the general consensus is that Bone Temple is better than 20 Years Later. I personally liked 20 Years Later more, but Bone Temple is pretty solid in its own right.
My good friend Sam Bush, he watched The Bone Temple before he watched 28 Years Later, and so he was like ranting to me about 28 Years Later the other day, and I wanted to pay tribute to him because he was like, I have this epiphany that I'm like a human AI, and I've just figured out exactly how the perfect movie should be and how wrong 28 Years Later is for being the movie that it is, and I was like, Sam, what are you talking about? It was the most
Wait,
unhinged
how should
rant
the perfect
about this movie series I've ever heard. It was so funny. I love you, Sam.
No, but wait, how should a perfect movie be? I mean, if he figured it out, you might as well tell us.
Maybe I'll have to bring him on the podcast to talk about it because I don't know
Yeah.
another way to describe it.
That is true.
Well,
Hmm. Well,
So, yeah,
yeah.
I guess real. Sorry.
But yeah, what have you been watching, Rohan?
Yeah, so in anticipation of the Odyssey, I actually decided to rewatch Oppenheimer. It's my first time watching it since I saw it in theaters originally, and I mean, I know I liked it a lot, and I definitely think like it deserved Best Picture, but just rewatching it, and I feel like the movie is just so dense because it's a long movie. I definitely went up for a bathroom break at some point, but I feel like now with the ability to actually pause it when I need to, and I'm not missing out on anything, I, I'm realizing that okay, like even a 5 minute bathroom break is like, oh yeah, you missed so much in this movie because there's so much happening, and just I mean it just kind of blew me away. It was like a completely different experience than the first time, and even more elevated experience in my opinion.
Hmm.
And yeah, it just makes me even more excited for the Odyssey.
Do you guys both have your Odyssey tickets?
Yes.
Yep. Hmm. Yeah. Also, it's making me more hopeful that the Sam Altman movie might be
Mm,
decent because I was like, I don't know. But if they do Sam Altman the way that they do Oppenheimer, I think it could actually be solid.
yeah.
I don't know how many of you watched if either of you watched Don't Worry Darling, but I will say like
I
um
did not.
I liked this movie a whole lot more than Don't Worry Darling. Uh so yeah.
Yeah. Um, yeah, I mean, Don't Worry. I actually didn't think Don't Worry, Darling was bad, but I think it was ruined for me because we read the draft first. I think we were in like school still when it came out.
Mhm.
And because the script was on the blacklist, we were asked to read it and then we watched the film. At least my
Hmm.
like batch did. But
Yeah.
um, I thought this was leaps and bounds better. And it was just very clever writing throughout. Like the film survives because of its writing.
Mhm.
And I thought it was really well done.
Yeah. I didn't watch Don't Worry, Darling. I did read the script. I did not like the script, and the movie did not get like good reviews. Um, so I decided to skip the movie. I did watch Booksmart, and I did love Booksmart, which was her first movie, and then
Mhm.
yeah, the invite came out, and I really, yeah, I mean, I guess spoilers. I really like this movie.
Yeah, me
Yeah.
too. It was pretty wonderful to watch a very like okay, well, this movie its probably highest budget is in its production design and its cast, right? Like there's nothing else. Like
Yeah.
it's basically almost entirely shot in one location aside from the beginning, which is in like a concert hall room. But this
Hmm.
apartment is both drab and swanky and comfy at the same time, and yet the entire evening is like the most uncomfortable thing you've ever like
Yeah.
sat through.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's actually based off a play. It's a
Oh.
Spanish play, which I
Makes
am
sense.
not
Yeah.
going to, and I believe Spanish, like Spain, not any of the other Spanish speaking
Hmm.
countries. But I'm not even gonna attempt to
Hmm.
say the name of it. But there was a Spanish movie, and there was a Korean version last year, and then now we're getting the American version. But I
Oh,
think it works still.
I mean,
you
if
know,
it works, it
this is
works.
so. Oh, I'm sorry, Kirtana. This is so messed
Go
up of
ahead.
me, but like my opinion of the movie just slightly went down just for learning that. Sorry, Kirtana. What were you gonna say?
I don't remember, but I think if it works, it works. I mean, like regardless of whether it's a remake or whatever, like as long as you acknowledge it, as long as like they're not going out saying, "Oh, this is our original," I think we're fine. Um,
Mhm.
but I think, I mean, the trailer I think did a great job, kind of like telling you what's gonna come. The film has been on my radar for a bit. I think it opened at some festivals a few weeks ago, maybe. I'm not entirely sure, but it did a festival run, and then now it's like releasing in theaters. Um, it was I expected to fatigue midway through the film, but I didn't, so that was refreshing because I think
Mhm.
they just switched genres. Like for the first, I think like 30, 35 minutes, 40 minutes, it's like they bank very heavily on like the chemistry that Olivia Wilde has with Edward Norton. Um,
Seth
and then
Rogen,
so no,
right?
no, no, I meant Edward Norton.
Okay. Oh, he doesn't come in until like way later though.
So I guess then they're banking on it until a little later in the film. But like my point is that um, the banter is great between Olivia Wilde and Seth Rogen, but I think what kind
Hmm.
of holds it together, like what keeps the intrigue going, is she going to sleep with this man that she has a lot of chemistry with?
Mm.
And
Hmm.
then when they flip the genres, I really enjoyed. Like when they completely switch it out and it becomes messy and like all the arguments and the fights and all of that, like that is where I think the film shined.
Wait. So you mean like they flipped the genre from what to what?
I guess it just became a full fledged drama after that. I think before that it was still like a little like a bit of a comedy.
Mm.
Oh, okay. I feel like, I mean, I get what you mean. It does become a drama towards the end. I feel like it started out as a drama, and
Mm.
then for me, it turns into a comedy, and then it kind of does go back dramatic towards the end. Because the first like 30 minutes is just Seth Rogen and Olivia Wilde just arguing with each other nonstop.
Seth Rogen was so good.
Oh yeah, this is maybe one of his best performances.
I would say so. What did you think, Kevin?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I think the whole cast was pretty exceptional. I really, for me, the standout was actually Penelope Cruz. I really loved her in this movie. I thought she was hilarious. I thought her she was just like a force throughout the whole movie, and I really like that she, they talk about her being like this like psychoanalyst early on, and it's like all related to sex, so that's gonna come up at some point. But I thought that I was worried that that might be like too on the nose and cheesy, but I actually think the way that she gets involved and she's like, okay, like I'm gonna sit down because clearly I'm learning more about this couple, and that this is not going to work out for them. I need to step in and like actually try to help them see that. Um, but she still kind of sits back, and she also has her own uh, little tiff with Hawk, if that's even his real name, which we learn it's not. But
It's not.
yeah.
Um, I was a little distracted by her wig because it didn't
Mhm.
move, and like I know like I'm being so nitpicky right now, but like
How do you
I
know it
think
was a
that
wig? I don't know. It could just be dyed blonde.
it looked pretty obviously like a wig to me. Did you guys not like? Did it not matter to you?
It didn't matter to me. But even
Because
then,
like
like
because she was
it could be like fake, like in a that's her character. She's wearing a fake wig, like thing.
sure.
So.
Like I'm just saying that when she was talking, because she was very she was gesticulating a lot. Like she was like her hands were all over the place, and she wasn't like she was pretty animated. I thought, and
She
her
was
hair
chewing
just
up
stayed
the
still.
scenery.
I thought her hair just like stayed still, and that was really
Hmm.
distracting for me, especially because I really liked what they did with Olivia Wilde's hair. Um, it was just the
Hmm.
contrast was interesting.
I see.
Yeah, I actually really liked her. I mean, I didn't the wig didn't bump for me, but I actually really did like her also. It's one of those performances where it looked like the actor, in this case Penelope Cruz, was just having a lot of fun
Yeah,
um
Yeah.
doing. Yeah, and
yeah. I
then
mean,
as a result it's just fun to watch. Sorry.
no, I was gonna say. I mean, it feels like all of them had a good time making it. Like they all
Yeah.
felt very like loose in the film.
Hmm.
Hmm.
I really loved Edward Norton also. I mean, it's his performance, of course. He's a great actor, but I also just love how his character was just super nonchalant
Yeah,
about everything, and it's like doesn't matter like what you say to him, and he's just like
yeah,
yeah, yeah. I mean, it's cool.
yeah. Um, I thought it was great. I've never thought Edward Norton was a really attractive person, but in this film he was. And I thought he had really good chemistry with Olivia Wilde, and I think that carried the film so far in. Because I mean, Seth Rogen is a great actor. I don't know about chemistry. Like I think they played into him basically just worshipping like Penelope Cruz, and that worked.
Hmm.
Hmm.
But like I think it was the other two that really kept the space tight.
Yeah, I do think it was the lack of chemistry with him and Olivia Wilde was kind of the point though, because they seemed like a couple that was gonna on the
Break. Yeah,
Hmm.
verge of breaking up. Yeah.
yeah. No, it was. I feel like Seth Rogen basically kind of just played a version of himself, which is pretty much what he does in several films.
Hmm.
But I think my favorite was when he kept confirming that they wanted him to be the fourth. Um, and
You
when he brought that
and
joke up,
you
I was like,
and her and me. Like, oh,
yeah,
his
because
delivery
like
at
when he
so
brought
many
that
points
joke,
works so well. Like he really nailed like every joke that he had on the table.
like I when that joke started, I thought that he would, like, I was like, oh, he's gonna lean into it, and he did, like, and he just kept going for it, but
Mhm.
it worked every single time.
Hmm.
There was like this double standard that came up in the movie, and this is kind of some spoilers. I don't know if this is a very uh, spoiler heavy movie, but um, one of the one of the most interesting parts I thought was talking about the double standard of like men looking at women and women looking at men, and the moment where it's revealed that um, Olivia Wilde's character, I'm forgetting her name. I know he's Joe. She's
Angela, I think.
yeah, I think it's Angela. She she walks by the window naked and Hawk looks in, and then Joe gets very upset about this, which makes sense. Like another guy's looking at his wife naked, and she's like letting it happen. But then uh, Penelope Cruz's character calls him out and is like, "Well, you look at my boobs in the elevator. Like, what's the difference?" And like, I wanted to know, like, I don't know, what did you guys think? Did you feel like do two wrongs make a right in this situation? Are they all just terrible people? Like, I'm just curious what you guys are thinking about that.
I mean, I think they're just messy people. I don't think they're terrible people.
Hmm.
I think it's fine. I mean, I'm glad that she called out that double standard because I think we see it all the time in life. So it
Hmm.
was nice for
Hmm.
it to be called out on screen. But no, I don't think they're terrible people. I think they're just messy people, and I've realized that, like, people are often messy. So it was,
Hmm.
yeah, it was very realistic, is what I thought.
Hmm.
Yeah, and Seth Rogen, he was also more angry about. I feel like he was more angry with his wife for like,
Than
hey, why are
him.
you walking around allowing yourself to be seen?
Yeah.
And then I think so. I did actually like when Penelope Cruz called him out because he was like, "Yeah, you look at me." And I guess in that instance, she's not necessarily saying, "Hey, look at me," you know.
Hmm. Well, that's interesting because don't, well, okay, maybe there's, just to indulge in that tangent for a second. Um, if he's mad, but okay, Olivia Wilde's character knew she was being looked at,
Yes.
and she did it. Penelope
Hmm.
Cruz's character was just living her life.
Hmm.
Like, it
Yep.
was not like she wasn't like trying to get him to look at her. So would,
Hmm.
like, they are fundamentally different if we look at it that way,
Yeah.
because intent is different. Um, it's I don't know. I mean, if they're different, then is his anger justified? I don't know.
So yeah, you've got this relationship that is like on the verge of breaking up, but they're also like trapped. They're very bitter, versus this couple that is very free spirited. They have sex with anyone, and like they are basically the embodiment of like freedom in a relationship to do what they want to do. They're not perfect by any means. They still fight, but they don't. But I don't think that the movie was ever hinting like, "Hey, this couple's not as happy as they seem. They're fake." Like I actually think
Yeah,
they are happy. They
I
just have
agree.
more understanding. They're also a younger couple. Like they're married with a kid who's like not conveniently not in the movie. So
yeah.
yeah.
No, that was really interesting. Sorry, go on.
Are they that much younger? I mean, I know they don't have a kid, but I mean,
that
They're younger.
their relationship is younger. Like they were only like nine
oh
months.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
I quite like, because I was expecting them to go that route, because I thought that they would say, oh, that they're also not as happy. They're just pretending on the surface. But I'm really glad they didn't take that. Like I didn't. I'm glad
Hmm.
they didn't take
Yeah.
that tangent. I also really liked her outburst. I think it was justified.
Hmm.
Hmm.
I think anyone that's multilingual will relate, because sometimes it's just your brain just doesn't click. And I thought it
Hmm.
was, I thought the timing was great too, because up until then you're thinking, oh my god, they're this perfect couple and like they don't fight and they're so happy, and then they give you this little outburst, and it's nice to be a part of their mess too.
Hmm.
Yeah.
It was also kind of foreshadowed earlier because he had corrected her. I forget what the exact context was, but he did correct her earlier about her English and kind of laughed, and then everyone laughed, and then at the end, that's
Yeah,
when she had the outburst.
Hmm.
But I did like that it didn't lead to, like you said, where if they were just pretending, I think we would have seen a big fight between them.
yeah.
And he's immediately just like,
He
I'm
just like
sorry.
backed the fuck
Yeah.
away. Yeah, that was great. Smart man.
Mhm.
Do you think they'll
And
ever come back to their apartment ever again?
You know what? I think they will. I think not only will they come back to the apartment again, I think they'll invite them again.
yeah,
The invite
I
two,
think
and they go to their apartment.
yeah, I think that
That's a
is what
great
will
scene.
happen.
Yeah.
I when we're talking about the couples, I really liked uh, the dynamic of both Seth Rogen and Olivia Wilde, because I feel like in a lot of these movies where um, the couple doesn't get along, it's very easy to see. At least for me, it's very. I can pick a side. Like, okay, this person. I know the movie doesn't necessarily want you to pick a side in
Yeah.
most cases, but I'm usually like,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm definitely picking this person's side.
Hmm.
Um, while in this movie, I feel like it had a good bit of balance. Like I think both of them were equally as justified and equally as like shitty,
Yeah.
because of course Olivia Wilde does lie about the
Yeah.
invitation being weeks and months ago and all that. But Seth Rogen's attitude is also like, do you really expect me to be listening to you at all times?
Yeah.
And it's so I liked that neither of them, the movie wasn't picking any sides. It was
Hmm.
presenting all of them with flaws.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I thought that was really realistic.
Hmm.
Were there any things you guys did not like or didn't work for you? Because the thing for me that didn't work was the music. Um, I thought it was I thought it was kind of distracting for the most part. Like it's not bad music. It was just like it would you'd be like ba boom, ba boom, ba boom, but it was just be like constantly coming in. The only music part that worked was the very end when he's playing the piano. Like I mean that was very sweet. It was a closing of a particular storyline.
Hmm.
And I thought that the song they played was very sweet, but every other music related thing in the movie was like, it's kind of annoying.
Yeah. I didn't really bother me when I was watching it, but in hindsight, I think the music was definitely overhanded for sure. Like it was almost telling you how to think.
Mm,
Hmm. So,
yeah.
mhm. So I have seen that take from others, um, and I think it's perfectly fair. I personally I really like just like scores, and sometimes I'm also evaluating it like, would I just listen to this score if I'm not watching the movie? And for me, this is one of those that like I might just listen to the music even if I'm not watching the movie.
Mm,
So for me, it really worked because I was just like, oh my god, the score is awesome. But I do get how it was trying to tell you how to think
mm-hmm.
Hmm.
or feel.
Yeah. But speaking of music, Seth Rogen trying to dance was, I would say, the highlight of that evening for me.
And then hurting his back.
Yeah, it was
Oh
so
my
realistic.
lord. That was secondhand embarrassment to such
Yeah,
a degree.
it was like watching an episode of The Office. It's like you feel it like in your gut.
So we do things on the script coverage scale if you're new here. So that means that if we assign it a certain score, it's not based on it's not an actual recommendation, it's just like the score. Pass meaning that we didn't like it, consider, which means that we thought it was just okay, and recommend, which means that we loved it. And if you are really smart, you can probably guess what's about to happen. But, but yeah, what were your guys' scores for the invite?
This is a straight up recommend for me.
Yeah, same here. Very, 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 very fun movie. I think one of my favorites of the year, actually.
Hmm. That's three recommends because I'm also giving it one. I thought it was great. It's definitely in my top 10 of the year so far. It's been a very good year.
All right. I have heard theories that it was like a Fight Club situation where it was all in their head. I'm sorry, it's not like they're both not. Both of them are not going to hallucinate the same exact people.
Yeah, yeah. But that's a really funny take though.
People have got to let that go. I'm so sick of, oh, it was all a dream. It was all in their head. Stop it. It's not.
I
It
feel like if
happened.
it weren't, I feel like if Ed Norton were not in this movie, that
Hmm.
theory would not exist.
But yeah, it's just a continuation. What was the thing where they were like, oh, it was like Huey's like Huey and the boys is his mom isn't real or something.
But
Was that
yeah,
theory?
that
Oh my
was.
gosh,
Uh huh.
that's such a
Oh,
dumb theory.
there's that theory. I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Interesting. The more you learn every day.
more like the opposite. I feel like I'm learning less as I hear bad takes. I'm hearing that Obsession Bear is not the villain, and I don't
Please,
know who to say, like what to
please.
say to that,
I
but
am sorry. What the hell? Um, yeah, no, that's. I feel like that movie should not be as polarizing as it has become.
more like pulverizing for Sarah. Sorry, that was bad.
Yep. Um,
Yet you're laughing,
Zooms.
and yet you're laughing at poor
I know.
Sarah. She doesn't. She just got into college. How dare you?
Kevin, the camera zoomed so tight when
Oh,
you
really?
laughed.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Oh well.
I'm gonna keep it in.
Keep it in.
Yeah.
as you should.
With that, we come to the end of this week's episode of the Pages to Pixels podcast. I'm Kirtna. This is Rohan and Kevin, and we'll see you again next week with a brand new episode. Thank you so much for tuning in.
Thank you.
Bye.